Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another sort of Convallaria video. And today we're going to talk about power creep. We're going to look at a release schedule, and I'm going to tell you a little story that scares about every gacha player out there. Like, we've all been here. You've saved up some currency, a shiny new waifu drops, and you're like, oh my, that's my girl. I'm pulling her. I'm going to be the strongest player in this game. I'm going to crush everything. And you spend everything you got to get her. Maybe you even wail a little bit. And then you level her. And 2 weeks later or a month later, a shinier, newer, more powerful waifu drops. And you are immediately power crept, and everything you spent feels a little empty because you could have saved for another month and been stronger. That is a bad feeling to have. And what we're going to talk about today is GLORIA, BERYL, and COL, our first three banner units on release. Is it worth pulling for them if you care about the meta, or should you save for a while and pull stronger, more meta units later? That's the topic of conversation today. Caveat to all of that: this game does not require you to have the strongest meta teams, the strongest meta characters to clear the PvE modes. You can play with whatever you want. So this video is really for people who care about having like the meta or the stronger units in the game. Just, you don't have to have any of this. I just always like to mention that before we dive in any deeper. Okay. As a point of reference before we get started, here is the current Steam, pre-release trial version of the game, and we can come in here and look at the standard banner. The standard banner lists what I assume are going to be our legendary characters for global on release. GLORIA's name, basically remove that from the standard pool for our version because she's going to have her own banner that we'll be pulling for, but Nungal is the name I want to mention specifically because Nungal, if you go by the Asian release schedule for the Asian version of the game, is the quote-unquote newest character on this banner. So I'm going to throw a graphic on the screen now that we're going to look at. What this graphic shows is the release order for the Taiwanese version, the Asian version of this game. And you can see everything in that purple box we already will have upon global launch, which means after GLORIA's banner is over, if everything stays the same, Ida's banner will be dropping, as well as another double banner of standard units that we get, like the BERYL COL banner that we'll have on release. The green circles are what I want to draw your attention to real quick. What I did, and this is Celion Journey's graphic that they made and posted on Discord, and their Patreon info and their social buzz link, they're down there at the bottom. So if you want to go give this person a follow, highly recommend it. Great graphics. Like, honestly, I'm so happy I could use this graphic. Anyway, notice the green circles. These are what are considered, or what this person considered, tier 0, like meta-defining units in July of this year on the Asian version of the game. And note how Sophia, August, and Coco, that's 3 super strong units in a row, but they don't even come until after 4 other new unit releases, which means we have some time if you want to pull for GLORIA or BERYL or what's their name? COL, because I'm going to throw this graphic on the screen next. Again, made by the same person. This is a tier list based on the latest Asian version of the game. And I've highlighted a few people in red right here. Those characters in red are characters we are going to have access to on release of this game in global that are still considered top tier characters, 6, 7, 8 months into the game. GLORIA, BERYL, and COL, our first banner units, noticeable on here as good long-term investments. This is not something that you always see in games. Often your first banner unit in a game can fall off pretty hard. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case. GLORIA, BERYL, and COL all seem to have staying power. So if one of those units is a unit that you're interested in, I actually think you wouldn't be too bad off giving them a pull. I also want to mention a couple other things about this. I highlighted Inanna and No Will. They are both in the standard pool, but we're going to get access, at least I'm almost 100% sure we're going to get access to a $30 unit selector. So even though we don't have a banner for Inanna or a banner for No Will, you could buy that $30 selector, spend it on Inanna, spend it on No Will, and you have a character that will age well as this game goes. And I think that's insanely valuable. Now, I want to throw it back to that first graphic and talk about this for a minute, because if you somebody who cares about like power in the game, let's go start looking at Sophia right here. Now notice that it's 3 green circles in a row, and I literally only circled people that they consider tier 0. And again, I just want to like stress several times in this video that you can use whomever you want and clear this game. I think a lot of people will err towards using units from like the faction that they're choosing to support or something like that for, you know, RP purposes, and I think that's awesome. Like, I'm totally cool with that. In fact, I think maybe the most fun playthrough of this game would be to play with like only units that you recruit in the story mode, and I'm talking about like the story mode where you're controlling the guild right here. You can recruit units in that mode, like old school Final Fantasy Tactics style, where you go to the tavern and like hire them out, and you can train those dudes up. They're not legendary, but you can use them, you could make them better. I think that's a great way to play the game. Still, if you want to use the strong people, check out this release order graphic again. We are going to have a stretch of Sophia, August, Coco, where it goes boom, 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 like meta character, meta character, meta character. Then you get a little bit of a break with Akambe and Hasna, but not, I mean, like, they're still good units, and then you can see there's a couple more tier 0s sprinkled in there along the way. If I was going to be somebody who saved, like if I was somebody who's like, look, maybe I'll buy that $30 selector, go get myself an Inanna or something like that. Excuse me, I'm all clogged up. I got Baby J's sickness again. Anyway, sorry. Had to like almost sneeze there for a second. Anyway, say you buy the $30 selector, you get yourself an Inanna, and then you're like, I'm saving my currency until a unit that I want drops. Saving until Sophia, August, or Coco doesn't seem too bad. Otherwise, if I was gonna just look on here and play for like waifu status, I gotta say, Sophia would be my target. Like, I love that look of an officer unit with the like rapier. I think that's a like prime looking unit right there. Other ones on there, Pamina, you guys know me, red-haired waifus in my gacha games, especially red-haired waifus with spears. Pamina looks really tempting to me, but she's a long way out. We're talking like 6 months or something like that out for Pamina. And again, all of this information I'm giving you today is based on like projections based on how the Asian version of the game played out. We already know that things are going to be a little bit accelerated on the global version of the game. The dev team literally talked about that in their like pre-launch live stream that they did the other day. So that's exciting, which means if you are somebody who is saving for anybody on that list that I showed because you like the way they looked, maybe you'll get them a month or so earlier than the Taiwanese or the Asian version of the game did. But if I was going to just TLDR this video right now, GLORIA stays good. BERYL, COL, stay good. If you're thinking about pulling for those, I don't think you are wasting your currency. I don't think you're wasting your money. I'm going to pull for GLORIA. I'm going to pull for GLORIA. I'll probably end up buying that selector too and getting an Inanna off of there, or another unit that just plays well with GLORIA if I really want to go like faction specific RP heavy on my playthrough. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. I hope this was useful information. Yeah, let me know in the comment section. I have my Discord linked. I did open up a sort of Convallaria area in my Discord. I will have a guild invite like sign up sheet posted pretty soon. I'm going to make a guild in the game. Not sure how quickly we can add players to the guild, not sure what the limit's going to be, or if that limit increases as the guild levels up. I'll have to watch all that stuff, but I'm only going to be inviting people to the guild that are already in my Discord. That way, you know, it's like easier to talk to people. Okay, thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.